My wife wanted an open marriage, but I caught her cheating and took revenge. I'm sitting at the dining room table, the soft clinking of our silverware filling the silence between us. Ellie, my wife of 8 years, has a strange look on her face, one that I can't quite place. It's as if she's carefully weighing each word before she speaks. I know something's coming, something big, but I can't even begin to guess what it might be. I've been thinking, she starts, her voice unusually calm, about us and about our relationship. My heart skips a beat. Those kinds of words rarely lead to anything good. I drop my fork, my full attention now on her. I think we should try an open marriage. The words hang in the air, so heavy I can almost see them floating between us. For a second, I think I must have heard wrong. Open marriage? We've been together for years. We've built a life together. How could she even suggest this? What did you just say? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. But inside, everything is spinning. My stomach tightens. I've heard stories about this kind of thing. Relationships getting stale, people looking for excitement elsewhere. But never in a million years did I think it would happen to us. Ellie leans forward, her eyes wide with what she thinks is understanding. Look, I love you. You know that. But I just feel like we've been stuck in this routine. You've noticed it too, right? I nod, though not because I agree. Our lives are busy, sure. But that doesn't mean you blow up your marriage. I try to stay calm, but anger is creeping in, boiling just below the surface. And what exactly are you asking for here, Ellie? Are you already seeing someone else? The words taste bitter in my mouth, and I pray that she'll deny it. She shakes her head quickly. No, of course not. I just think it might be something worth exploring together. To make things more exciting, you know? For both of us. I don't know what to say. I want to scream, to tell her that this is the most insane thing I've ever heard, but all I can manage is a tight, controlled response. I don't know, Ellie. This doesn't make any sense. Ellie sighs, looking disappointed, like I've let her down by not jumping on board with her wild idea. Just think about it, okay? We don't have to make any decisions right now. I nod, but inside, my mind is racing. I wonder if there's more to her suggestion than she's letting on. Maybe she isn't seeing someone yet, but something feels wrong, deeply wrong. That night, as I lie in bed next to her, my mind won't stop spinning. Is she bored? Am I not enough for her anymore? The seed of doubt she planted grows stronger with every passing minute. And as much as I try to shake it off, I know one thing. I'll have to find out what's really going on. Because this isn't normal. The next morning, Ellie acts like nothing happened. She makes breakfast, kisses me on the cheek, and heads off to work as if she didn't just drop a bomb on our marriage the night before. But I can't shake it. The idea of an open marriage keeps gnawing at me, replaying over and over in my mind like a broken record. I start watching her more closely. It's not something I ever thought I'd do. Snooping, being suspicious. But she planted the seed of doubt, and now it's growing wild. She's been distant lately, I realize. There's a hollowness in her laugh, a kind of forced cheerfulness that I've been too busy to notice before. The more I think about it, the more it eats at me. Could she really want someone else? Someone other than me? At work, I can barely focus. My coworkers ask if I'm okay, but I just nod them off. Yeah, just tired, I say, but the truth is, I'm restless. I need answers. That night, I decide to test the waters. We're sitting on the couch, a movie playing in the background, though I couldn't tell you the name of it if you asked. Ellie is engrossed in her phone, her face glowing in the dim light. Something about the way she smiles at the screen makes my stomach drop. What's so funny? I ask, trying to sound casual. She glances up at me, her smile fading slightly. Oh, just a message from Lily, she says. Lily, her best friend. The two of them have always been close, but lately, they seem almost inseparable. I shrug it off at first, but then I remember the text Ellie mentioned last night. Could she be confiding in Lily about this open marriage idea? Is that why they've been spending so much time together? Lily, huh? I try to keep my voice light. You two have been hanging out a lot lately. Ellie doesn't look up from her phone this time. Yeah, she's been going through some stuff. I'm just helping her out. I nod, but the uneasy feeling only grows. What kind of stuff could possibly require this much attention? I decide to let it go for now, but inside, I'm already planning my next move. Over the next few days, I notice more things. Ellie's phone is always on silent. She's suddenly got more work meetings in the evenings, and there are texts from Lily that she never seems eager to share with me. I know something's wrong, but I don't have proof yet. That changes on Friday night. Ellie's out late, supposedly with Lily again. Something about the way she left felt off, so I decide to check her laptop. It's a risky move, I know, but my gut is screaming that something's not right. I've never snooped through her things before, but I can't just sit in the dark anymore. I open her laptop, my hands shaking slightly, and it only takes a few minutes to find it. Her email is open, and there, staring back at me, is an exchange between Ellie and Lily. But it's not what I expected. The subject line reads, "Asterisk, do you think he'll find out?" Asterisk. I scroll down, my heart pounding in my chest. The messages are cryptic, but they paint a clear picture. Something is going on between Ellie and Lily, something they don't want me to know about. "He's starting to get suspicious," Ellie wrote just 2 days ago. Asterisk, "Don't worry," Lily replied. "We'll keep it under control. Just act normal." Asterisk. My blood runs cold. What exactly are they keeping under control? I don't want to believe it, but everything's starting to make sense. The open marriage suggestion, the secretive texts, the constant time spent with Lily. I close the laptop and sit in silence, my mind racing. Ellie's been hiding something from me, and whatever it is, it's bigger than I ever imagined. I have to know the truth, and I have a feeling I'm not going to like what I find. I can't sleep that night. Every time I close my eyes, I see those emails between Ellie and Lily, the words taunting me like some sick joke. What the hell are they hiding? My mind races through 100 different scenarios, none of them good. The next morning, I resolve to dig deeper. I need answers, and I'm not going to find them sitting around waiting for Ellie to spill the truth. She's already shown me she won't be honest. If I'm going to figure out what's going on, I have to take matters into my own hands. That afternoon, while Ellie's out, I sit down with her laptop again. I start looking through everything, texts, emails, even her social media accounts. I'm not proud of it, but at this point, I don't care about pride. I just want to know what's happening behind my back. And then, buried in a folder labeled Personal, I find what I've been dreading. A series of messages between Ellie and Lily, talking about more than just keeping things under control. They're discussing plans for Ellie to meet someone else. One message sticks out in particular, dated from about a month ago. "I think he'll be perfect for this," Ellie wrote. Asterisk, "You deserve to have some fun," Lily replied. "He sounds like he's exactly what you need." Asterisk. My hands tremble as I read it. It's worse than I thought. Ellie's been planning this for weeks, maybe longer. And Lily? Lily's not just her best friend. She's her accomplice, pushing Ellie to step out on me, encouraging this whole thing like it's some kind of game. I feel sick. I slam the laptop shut and try to calm my breathing, but it's no use. The rage inside me is building, and I can't stop it. I've never felt betrayal like this, not in all the years we've been together. And now I know for sure. Ellie's not just thinking about an open marriage. She's already lining up her next guy. I grab my phone and scroll through the contacts. I stop on one name, John Michaels, a private investigator I once met through a friend. It feels extreme, but after what I've just seen, I need someone who can confirm what I already know. I need proof. I dial the number, my heart pounding in my chest. "John," I say when he picks up, "I need your help." He listens as I lay it all out. Every detail about Ellie, Lily, and the messages I found. When I'm done, there's a long silence on the other end of the line. "I'll take the case," he finally says. "But are you sure you're ready for what I might find?" "I have to know," I reply, my voice shaking with barely controlled anger. "I need to know the truth." John agrees to get started right away, and we make arrangements for him to follow Ellie the next time she goes out with Lily. I hang up the phone, feeling both relieved and terrified. I want to believe that there's some explanation for all of this, something that doesn't end with my marriage in pieces. But deep down, I already know the truth. Ellie's cheating, and she's using Lily to cover her tracks. That night, Ellie comes home late again, claiming she had dinner with Lily. She's smiling, acting casual, like everything's perfectly normal. But I see right through it now. Her phone buzzes, and she quickly checks it, the same flicker of anxiety crossing her face that I've come to recognize. Long dinner? I ask, my voice deceptively calm. She looks up, surprised, but she quickly recovers. Yeah, Lily needed to talk about some stuff going on at work. I nod, pretending to accept her excuse, but inside, I'm seething. It's all lies. I can't believe how easily she can sit here, look me in the eye, and lie to my face. But soon enough, the truth will come out. And when it does, Ellie and Lily won't know what hit them. The next few days pass in a blur of tension and deceit. I go through the motions of life, work, conversations with Ellie, even the occasional forced laugh. But underneath it all, I'm waiting. Waiting for the moment when John Michaels will call with the evidence I need to confirm everything I've suspected. Ellie's behavior doesn't change much. She's still out late, still glued to her phone, and still pretending everything's fine. The charade is almost laughable, except there's nothing funny about it. I've started sleeping on the couch, claiming I've got back pain, but really it's because I can't stand to be next to her anymore, knowing what I know. A few nights later, John finally calls. The second I see his name flash on my screen, my heart jumps into my throat. "Got something for you," he says, his voice low and serious. It's not pretty. I feel the blood drain from my face. "Tell me." "She's been seeing someone," he confirms. "A guy named James. They've been meeting up at a hotel on the other side of town. I've got pictures, timestamps, the whole thing." The world seems to tilt for a moment as the reality of his words sinks in. Ellie's not just talking about open marriage anymore. She's not just texting Lily about plans or fantasizing about what might happen. She's doing it. Cheating on me, meeting up with another man in secret, all while acting like our marriage still matters. Who the hell is James? I managed to ask, my voice tight with rage. Friend of Lily's, apparently. He's in on it, just like she is, John replies. I'll send you everything I've got. What do you want to do? I don't answer right away. My mind is spinning with anger, confusion, and disbelief. How could Ellie betray me like this? And how could Lily, someone I trusted, be helping her? I need to figure out my next move, but first, I need to see the proof with my own eyes. Send me the pictures, I finally say. I'll take it from there. A few minutes later, the email comes through. I open it with trembling hands, and there they are, clear, undeniable images of Ellie and James walking into a hotel together. Their faces are unmistakable. She's smiling, holding his hand like they're on some romantic getaway. Like she's happy. I stare at the screen, the air thick with silence. My heart pounds in my chest, anger coursing through my veins. This isn't just a betrayal. It's an insult. Ellie thinks she can lie to my face, sneak around with her best friend, helping her, and I'll just be clueless forever? I close the laptop and lean back, my hands gripping the armrests of the chair. The rage is like a living thing inside me now. I can't let this go. I can't just confront her and let her cry and apologize and spin some story about how she was confused, or how she was looking for something we lost. No, she's gone too far. And Lily, she's right there in the thick of it. She's been planning this with Ellie from the start. I need a plan. The next morning, Ellie acts normal again, smiling as she makes breakfast, asking if I slept okay. I watch her, keeping my face neutral, but inside, the anger burns hotter than ever. I want to scream at her. I want to grab her and demand to know why she's doing this. But I stay calm, because I know what's coming. Over the next few days, I play my part. I act like I'm none the wiser, like I'm still that trusting, oblivious husband she must think I am. But I'm not just sitting around waiting anymore. I've started setting up my own plan, quietly, methodically. If Ellie and Lily think they're pulling one over on me, they've got another thing coming. I'm going to turn the tables on them, and when I do, they'll never see it coming. The days crawl by slowly, each one filled with tension as I keep up the facade of ignorance. Ellie has no idea what's coming, and neither does Lily. Every time I see her texting, every time she leaves the house for one of her so-called work dinners, I remind myself to stay calm. I remind myself that the moment to strike is coming. I know Ellie's meeting James again this weekend. John's already tracked their next hotel rendezvous, and this time, I'm ready. But instead of just catching her in the act, I've decided to give them a little surprise, something they'll never forget. On Friday night, Ellie leaves the house around 7 p.m., saying she's meeting Lily for a girls' night. I nod, playing my role like a dutiful husband. But the second she's out the door, I move. I've already packed a bag with everything I need. I head straight to my car, adrenaline pumping as I drive across town to the hotel where Ellie and James are scheduled to meet. John's already there, parked in his car a few blocks away, keeping a low profile. I pull up beside him, and he gives me a nod. "You sure you want to do this?" he asks, though he already knows my answer. "Absolutely," I say, my voice cold. "Let's end this." John hands me a small camera, the kind you see in spy movies, discreet and easy to hide. I'm going to record everything. But it's not just for me. It's for Ellie. I want her to see what it looks like when the truth comes crashing down around her. I slip the camera into my jacket pocket and make my way into the hotel. I already know the room number, thanks to John's surveillance, and the receptionist barely glances at me as I walk past. My heart's pounding in my chest, but my mind is razor-sharp, focused. I'm about to face the ugliest truth of my life, but I feel more alive than I have in weeks. When I reach the door to the room, I pause. I can hear voices inside, muffled but unmistakable. Ellie's laugh rings out, that same carefree laugh she used to have for me. My blood boils. I knock on the door, loud and firm. Inside, the voices stop abruptly. For a moment, there's nothing but silence. Then I hear footsteps approaching. The door opens a crack, and James peers out, his face instantly paling when he sees me standing there. "Who the hell?" he starts, but I push past him, forcing the door wide open. And there she is, Ellie, sitting on the edge of the bed, frozen in shock, her mouth hanging open as she stares at me. She looks like a deer caught in headlights, and for a second, no one moves. "What are you doing here?" she stammers, standing up, trying to block my view of the room, as if that's going to change anything. I don't answer. Instead, I pull out the camera, holding it up so she can see. "Smile for the camera, Ellie." Her face turns ghostly white. "What the hell is this?" she whispers, glancing at James, who's standing awkwardly by the door, still too stunned to move. I step closer, my voice low and dangerous. "This is me, getting the proof I need. You and your boyfriend here have been sneaking around for weeks, and I've had enough of the lies." Ellie shakes her head, panic flashing across her face. "No, it's not what you think. I can explain." "Explain?" I bark out a laugh, though there's nothing funny about this. "Explain what, Ellie? The late nights, the secret texts, the meetings at this dump? You think I'm stupid?" She looks at James for help, but he just stammers, "I didn't know. I thought you too." "Save it," I snap, cutting him off. "This isn't about you. This is between me and her." I turn my gaze back to Ellie. "You wanted an open marriage, right? Well, congratulations. You've got one." Her eyes fill with tears, but I don't care. I'm beyond caring. "Please," she whispers, stepping closer, reaching out like she's going to touch me. "Just let me explain." "No," I growl, stepping back. "You don't get to explain. You get to live with the consequences." And with that, I turn and walk out, leaving her and James standing there in stunned silence. My heart's racing, adrenaline still pumping through my veins as I head back to the car. I've got the footage I need. Now it's time for phase 2. This isn't over yet. As I drive home, my mind races with what comes next. I've taken the first step, confronting Ellie and James, but that was just the beginning. Ellie probably thinks I'm going to calm down, maybe talk it out, and we'll move past it. She has no idea what's about to hit her. I park in the driveway, sit in the car for a moment, and take a deep breath. The footage from the hotel is already on my phone, saved and backed up. The plan is set, and now I just have to execute it. Part of me feels a twisted satisfaction in what's about to unfold, but mostly, I feel numb. This is what it's come to. This is what Ellie and Lily's betrayal has turned me into. When I step inside the house, it's quiet. Ellie isn't back yet, but that's good. I need some time to prepare. I head straight for my office and pull out the divorce papers. I had them drawn up a week ago, knowing this day was coming. The evidence I collected ensures that things will go my way in court, and I'm not about to give her a chance to take any of what I've worked for. But I'm not just aiming for a legal battle. No, Ellie and her accomplice Lily deserve a lot more. They thought they could manipulate me, play me like a fool. It's time for everyone to see the truth. I pick up my phone and dial Lily's number. It rings twice before she picks up, sounding chipper and completely unaware of the storm that's about to hit. "Hey, what's up?" she says, her voice casual. "Lily, we need to talk," I say, my tone sharp. I know everything. There's a pause, and I can almost hear the gears turning in her head. "What do you mean?" "I know about you. About Ellie. About James," I say, each word coming out like a hammer driving nails into the coffin of our so-called friendship. "I've seen the messages, and I have the video proof." Silence. Then, after a beat, she stammers, "Wait, it's not what you think." "Don't even try it," I interrupt, my patience hanging by a thread. "You've been helping her cheat on me, pushing her into this whole open marriage crap. And now, I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly who you are." Her tone shifts from nervous to defensive in a flash. "You're overreacting. This isn't what you think." Ellie was just confused. She wasn't happy, and we were just trying to save it, Lily. I snap, cutting her off. "You helped her destroy our marriage, and now you're going to pay for it. I hope it was worth it, because your reputation, your friendship, it's all about to burn." Before she can respond, I hang up, feeling a wave of cold satisfaction wash over me. I'm done listening to excuses, done playing the part of the naive husband. Now it's time for action. I send the video footage to my lawyer and instruct him to prepare for the divorce. Ellie will receive the papers tomorrow, and there's no going back from this. I want to make sure she knows that her little fantasy of an open marriage has cost her everything. Me, her security, and her reputation. But that's not enough. I want everyone in our lives, our friends, her coworkers, everyone, to know what kind of person she is. The humiliation, the betrayal, it all deserves to come to light. That's where phase 2 really kicks in. I've been preparing for this ever since I found out about the affair. I've got the video ready to send, and it's not just going to a few people. It's going to everyone. Our friends, our family, her colleagues, everyone she cares about. Ellie and Lily aren't just going to lose me. They're going to lose the respect of everyone around them. I start typing up the message, attaching the video. It's simple but effective. Asterisk to everyone. You all deserve to know the truth. Here's what Ellie and Lily have been doing behind my back. Watch for yourself. Asterisk. With a deep breath, I hit send. It's out of my hands now, and there's no taking it back. As I sit back in my chair, a strange calm settles over me. It's done. The trap is set, and now all I have to do is wait for the fallout. An hour later, Ellie comes home, her face pale and her eyes red. She must have gotten wind of what's happened, but she's still clinging to some hope that I'll forgive her, that we'll talk this out. "Please," she says, her voice barely a whisper. "We can fix this." I was confused. I cut her off, standing up slowly. "There's nothing to fix, Ellie. You made your choice, and now you get to live with the consequences." Her face crumples, and for a moment, I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. But then I remember the texts, the lies, the betrayal, and all the sympathy drains away. I walk past her without another word, leaving her standing in the living room, sobbing. The fallout has only just begun. The next morning is quiet, too quiet. I sit in the kitchen with a cup of coffee, waiting for the inevitable storm to hit. Ellie's still asleep upstairs. Or maybe she's just pretending. Either way, I'm done playing her game. She'll get her divorce papers today, and I'm prepared for the fallout that will follow. My phone buzzes on the table. I pick it up and see the notifications piling up, texts, missed calls, and social media alerts. It's happening. People are seeing the video. I brace myself as I scroll through the messages, wondering how the people closest to us will react. The first text is from my brother, Mike. Asterisk. "What the hell, man? I just saw the video. I can't believe Ellie did this to you." Call me when you can. I'm here for you. Asterisk. I feel a small sense of relief. Mike's always had my back, and his reaction is exactly what I expected. He knows I didn't deserve this. I scroll through more messages. Asterisk, dude, I just saw it. I'm so sorry. Let me know if you need anything. Asterisk. Asterisk, that's messed up. You okay? Asterisk. Asterisk, I'm in shock. Never thought Ellie would do something like this. Stay strong. Asterisk. One after another, they flood in. Some express shock, others outrage on my behalf. But the overall sentiment is clear. Ellie and Lily's betrayal has rocked everyone who thought they knew us. And I have to admit, I feel a dark satisfaction in seeing the truth laid bare. This isn't just my burden to carry anymore. Now everyone knows what really happened. But then, I see a message from an unknown number. I open it, and my blood turns cold. Asterisk, you've gone too far. This wasn't just about you and Ellie, and now you're going to regret exposing everything like this. Asterisk, I don't recognize the number, but the tone is unmistakable. It's a threat. A direct response to my decision to make the affair public. I sit back, trying to process what this means. Was it from James? Lily? Maybe one of Ellie's co-workers who thinks I've crossed a line? I stare at the message for a long moment before deleting it. Whoever it is, I'm not backing down. I did what I had to do, and I won't let them intimidate me into silence. This whole mess started because of lies and secrets. I'm done with both. I put my phone down and head upstairs to check on Ellie. When I push open the bedroom door, she's sitting on the edge of the bed, staring blankly at her phone. Her eyes are bloodshot, and her hair's a mess. She looks like she hasn't slept all night. Did you send it to everyone? She asks, her voice hoarse, barely above a whisper. Yeah, I say coldly, not bothering to hide the edge in my voice. Everyone knows. They've all seen what you've been doing behind my back. She doesn't say anything for a moment, just stares down at her hands. Then, to my surprise, she starts crying. Real tears this time. I made a mistake, she sobs, her voice shaking. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I didn't think you'd find out like this. My stomach twists, but I push the feeling down. You didn't think I'd find out? Ellie, you planned this. You went behind my back, and you had Lily help you. And now, you want to cry because you've been caught? I was confused, she shouts suddenly, her voice rising in frustration. I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted something different, something more, but I didn't want to lose you. I can't believe what I'm hearing. So, what? You thought you could have both? Keep me in the dark while you're off with another guy, and I'd just stick around like a fool? She looks down again, her tears falling freely. I'm sorry. I really am. But you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to send that video to everyone. You've ruined my life. The words hit me like a slap. She's the one who cheated. She's the one who betrayed me. And now she's trying to paint herself as the victim because she's facing the consequences of her actions? You ruined your own life, Ellie. I say, my voice ice cold. You made these choices. You lied. You cheated. Don't you dare try to blame me for this. For a second, she just sits there, sobbing into her hands. And for the first time, I don't feel anything. No sympathy, no sadness. Just a cold, empty feeling in the pit of my stomach. I turn and leave the room, shutting the door behind me. Downstairs, I pick up my phone again, ready for whatever comes next. A few minutes later, another text comes through. It's from Lily. Asterisk, we need to talk. This isn't over. Asterisk. I shake my head, feeling a new wave of anger surge through me. Lily's in damage control mode, trying to salvage what little control she has left. She thinks she can spin this, but I'm not playing her game anymore. If she wants a fight, she'll get one. I delete her message without responding. This war isn't over, but I'm ready for whatever comes next. Lily's message keeps replaying in my mind. Asterisk, we need to talk. This isn't over. Asterisk, it's typical Lily. Always trying to stay in control, to manipulate things to her advantage. For years, I'd thought of her as Ellie's best friend, someone who was a positive influence. Now, I see her for what she really is, the mastermind behind this entire mess. I wasn't going to respond, but something about the way she phrased it, like she's the one calling the shots. Rubs me the wrong way. I decide I'm not going to ignore her after all. No, I'm going to confront her head-on. She needs to understand that I'm not backing down, and I'm certainly not letting her walk away from this unscathed. I pick up my phone and text her back. Asterisk, you're right. We do need to talk. Meet me at the coffee shop on 3rd, in an hour. Asterisk. It takes her less than a minute to respond. Asterisk, fine. Asterisk. I leave the house without telling Ellie where I'm going. There's no point. She's still upstairs, drowning in her self-pity, trying to figure out how to play the victim card. Let her sit with her guilt for a while. As I drive to the coffee shop, my anger starts to build. It's not just what Lily did. It's how smug she's been about it. She thought she could manipulate Ellie, push her into cheating, and get away with it all. She thought I wouldn't fight back. Well, she's about to learn how wrong she was. When I arrive, Lily's already there, sitting at a table by the window. Sipping her coffee like this is just another casual meeting. She sees me walk in and raises her hand in a small wave, as if we're old friends catching up. My blood boils at the sight of her. I sit down across from her without saying a word, my eyes locked on hers. For a moment, we just sit there, the tension thick between us. You didn't need to make this public, she says, her voice calm but with an edge of accusation. This could have been handled privately. I almost laugh at how delusional she is. Privately? You think this was something I could just sweep under the rug? You encouraged Ellie to cheat on me, helped her cover it up, and now you're upset because people know what kind of person you are. Lily's jaw tightens, but she keeps her composure. Ellie was unhappy. She felt trapped. I was just trying to help her figure out what she wanted. What she wanted. I snap, my voice rising. What she wanted was to betray me behind my back while you egged her on. You weren't helping her. You were manipulating her. And now you're pissed because your little scheme is blowing up in your face. Lily leans back in her chair, crossing her arms. You don't know the whole story. I know enough, I fire back. I've seen the messages. I know you were pushing her to cheat. You told her she deserved to have some fun. Well, congratulations, because now she's ruined everything. Lily's face hardens. You think this is all black and white? You weren't there. You don't know what Ellie was going through. Maybe if you hadn't been so checked out, she wouldn't have felt the need to look elsewhere. That hits a nerve. My hands clench into fists on the table, but I force myself to stay calm. Don't turn this around on me. I wasn't the one sneaking around, lying, and cheating. I was committed to Ellie. You were the one who encouraged her to blow up our marriage. Lily leans forward, her eyes narrowing. Ellie wasn't happy. She was suffocating in that house, in your marriage. She needed an escape, and you weren't giving it to her. My breath catches in my throat, anger flaring so hot I can barely see straight. So you thought James was the answer? You thought Ellie needed another man to escape? You have no idea what you've done. For a moment, Lily just stares at me, her expression unreadable. Then she sighs, shaking her head. You've made this into something bigger than it needed to be. You could have walked away quietly, but now you've turned it into a circus. You think humiliating Ellie and me will make you feel better? I stare at her, trying to understand how she can be so cold, so detached. She doesn't see the destruction she's caused. Or maybe she does, and she just doesn't care. You deserve everything that's coming to you. I say, my voice low but firm. You thought you could play with people's lives and walk away without consequences. Well, now you're going to live with them. Lily glares at me, her cool facade cracking for just a moment. This isn't over, you know. You think exposing this will fix things? It won't. You'll still have to face the fallout. I stand up, pushing my chair back with more force than I intended. I'm not scared of the fallout, Lily. I'm done playing nice. You and Ellie made your choices. Now, live with them. Without waiting for her to respond, I walk out of the coffee shop, my heart pounding. I don't know what Lily meant by this isn't over, but I don't care. I'm ready for whatever comes next. One thing's for sure. This war isn't going to end quietly. After my confrontation with Lily, I drive home feeling a strange mix of satisfaction and dread. I put her in her place, made it clear that I'm not backing down. But I can't shake the feeling that she's not done with her games. Her parting words keep echoing in my mind. Asterisk, this isn't over. Asterisk, what the hell did she mean by that? What more could she possibly have up her sleeve? When I pull into the driveway, Ellie's car is already there. She's probably gotten the divorce papers by now. I brace myself for another confrontation, but there's no avoiding it. I have to face her, and I have to be firm. I step inside the house, and the silence is deafening. Ellie's sitting on the couch, her head in her hands. The divorce papers are spread out on the coffee table in front of her, the envelope torn open. She doesn't look up as I walk in, but I can hear her sniffling. I got the papers, she says quietly, her voice barely audible. Good, I say, standing in the doorway, my arms crossed. Now you know how serious I am. She finally lifts her head, her eyes red and swollen from crying. You don't have to do this, she pleads. We can still fix this. I made a mistake. I was confused, but I still love you. I never wanted to lose you. Her words hit me like a wave, but I stay stone-faced. I won't let her pull me back in. Ellie, it's too late for that. You didn't just make a mistake. You made a choice, over and over again. You chose to betray me, to lie to me, to destroy our marriage. And now you have to live with that. She sobs harder, her whole body shaking. Please, I can't lose you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I take a deep breath, trying to hold back the emotions that threaten to break through. You should have thought about that before you went behind my back. You didn't just hurt me, Ellie. You destroyed everything we built together. There's no coming back from that. Her face crumples, and she sinks back onto the couch, defeated. For a second, I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. But then I remember all the lies. All the nights she spent with James while I sat at home, clueless. The sympathy evaporates. I'll give you some time to figure out what you're going to do next, I say, turning toward the stairs. But just so we're clear, you're moving out? This is my house now. Ellie doesn't respond, just sits there in silence, her shoulders shaking as she cries. I turn away and head upstairs, each step feeling heavier than the last. I close the bedroom door behind me and sit on the bed, rubbing my temples. The anger is still there, simmering beneath the surface, but now there's something else, exhaustion. I'm so damn tired of all of this. The lies, the games, the betrayal. I just want it to be over. But I know it won't be that simple. Not with Lily still lurking in the background, and not with the mess Ellie has made of our lives. A few hours later, my phone buzzes with a notification. I pick it up, half expecting another angry message from Lily or one of Ellie's friends. But it's something worse. It's an email. From James. My heart pounds as I open it, my stomach twisting into knots. The message is short, but it hits me like a punch to the gut. Asterisk, you think you've won, but you haven't. There's more to this than you know. Watch your back. Asterisk. I stare at the screen, disbelief flooding my system. James? I thought he was just some guy Ellie was seeing on the side. But this feels like a threat. I pace the room, my mind racing. What does he mean? More to this than you know. Is there something else they've been hiding from me? Something bigger? I scroll through my phone, looking for John Michael's number. I need to call him. I need to figure out what the hell is going on. I'm not about to let James, Lily, or anyone else intimidate me. If they want to fight, they've got one. I dial John's number and wait for him to pick up, my heart hammering in my chest. I don't know what's coming, but I'm going to be ready. John picks up after a couple of rings. I can hear the background noise of a busy street on his end, but he's quick to focus once I tell him about the email from James. This guy is trouble, John says, his voice calm but firm. I'll dig deeper into him. There's got to be something more going on if he's making threats like that. I don't get it, John, I say, pacing the room. Ellie made it seem like he was just some guy she was seeing on the side. But if there's more to this, like he says, what does that even mean? I don't know yet, John replies. But I'll find out. Give me a couple of days. Make it fast, I mutter, hanging up and tossing the phone onto the bed. As I sit down, I start to wonder if I've missed something bigger. James wasn't just some random guy. Maybe he was in on something more sinister. But what? I rub my temples, feeling the weight of everything pressing down on me. Ellie's betrayal was bad enough. But now I've got this threat hanging over my head, and I have no idea how deep it goes. The next day, Ellie is quieter than usual, barely speaking to me. I notice her phone is glued to her side, and every time it buzzes, she looks anxious. There's something going on, and she's not telling me. But I don't press her. She's already out of my life, whether she realizes it yet or not. Later that afternoon, as I'm heading out to grab some groceries, I get another message from an unknown number. This time, it's a text. Asterisk, you don't want to push this too far. Walk away while you still can. Asterisk. I clench my fists, my heart pounding. This has to be James again, or maybe even Lily. But something tells me it's more than that. There's a deeper threat lurking in the shadows, and I need to get ahead of it. By the time I get home, I can barely think straight. I know I need to confront Ellie again, but the anger and frustration are making it hard to keep calm. I head inside, ready to push her for answers. I find her in the living room, scrolling through her phone, her face pale and tense. She looks up as I walk in, her eyes widening slightly like she's bracing herself for another blow. Ellie, I say, my voice low and controlled. We need to talk. She puts her phone down, her hands shaking slightly. About what? About James. About the messages I've been getting, I say, stepping closer. What the hell is really going on here? What aren't you telling me? Her face goes pale, and for a moment, she looks like she's about to crumble. But then she takes a deep breath and straightens her back. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie to me, I snap, my patience wearing thin. I got an email from James, and then a text from an unknown number. Someone's trying to scare me, and I want to know why. Ellie looks away, biting her lip. He's not just some guy. He's connected to some people. People I don't think you want to get involved with. I feel the blood drain from my face. What people? She hesitates, her eyes flicking to her phone again. I don't know all the details. I swear, I don't. But James, he's got ties to some shady business deals. That's why he always wanted to keep things quiet. He didn't want attention drawn to him. I stare at her, trying to process what she's saying. Are you telling me you've been seeing a guy who's involved in something illegal? She shakes her head, tears welling in her eyes. I didn't know at first. I didn't. I thought it was just an affair. But then I started hearing things. He'd mention people, business deals that didn't sound right. And now you've exposed everything, and they're angry. The room spins as I try to wrap my head around it. You mean to tell me that you've put me in danger because you were messing around with some criminal? Ellie breaks down, sobbing into her hands. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. I thought I could end it before things got worse, but then you found out, and now? I cut her off, my anger boiling over. Now I've got people threatening me, Ellie. You've dragged me into this mess, and I'm the one paying the price. She cries harder, but I don't have it in me to comfort her. Not this time. As I turn to leave, my phone buzzes again. Another message from the unknown number. Asterisk, you're in over your head. Walk away, or it'll get ugly. Asterisk, I don't know what's worse, the betrayal, or the fact that this isn't just about Ellie anymore. This is much bigger, and now I'm caught in the middle of it. I need to get out. But first, I need to figure out who I'm really dealing with. I head back to my car, my mind racing. I can't stay in the house with Ellie right now, not with everything she's just told me. James is involved in something illegal, and I'm caught in the middle of it. My whole life has spiraled out of control, and the more I learn, the worse it gets. I drive aimlessly for a while, trying to clear my head. I park in an empty lot near the edge of town, pulling out my phone and staring at the latest message. Asterisk, you're in over your head. Walk away, or it'll get ugly. Asterisk, I need answers, and I need them fast. I call John again. John, things are worse than we thought. I say as soon as he picks up. Ellie told me that James is involved with some shady business, and now I'm getting threats. I need to know what we're dealing with here. John pauses for a moment, then his voice lowers. Okay, I've already started digging into James's background. I'll expedite it, but from what I've found so far, it looks like he's got connections with some real scumbags. People you don't want to mess with. Like what? I ask, gripping the steering wheel tightly. Organized crime, John says bluntly. He's been linked to money laundering, fraud, and a few suspicious disappearances. But nothing's ever stuck. He's slippery. That's probably why he felt safe screwing around with your wife. He thought he could get away with it. My heart sinks. This is more than just an affair. I'm tangled up in something dangerous, something that could destroy more than just my marriage. I rub my temples, trying to think clearly. What do I do, John? I've already put this out there. Everyone knows about the affair. What if that's why they're threatening me? I'm not going to lie to you, John says. You've poked the bear. These guys don't like attention, and by exposing the affair, you've drawn a lot of eyes toward them. But that's also your leverage. What do you mean? I ask, feeling a flicker of hope. They're counting on you backing down because of the threats, John explains. But the more public this gets, the less they can do to retaliate without raising even more suspicion. If you keep things quiet, they can come after you in the dark. But if you keep this story in the spotlight, they'll have to be more careful. Too many eyes on them, and they won't risk doing anything overt. I sit back, considering his words. It's risky, but it makes sense. They want me to disappear, to sweep everything under the rug. But if I keep shining a light on their dirty business, they won't be able to come after me without exposing themselves. All right, I say. I'll keep it public. Let me know if you find anything else on James. I will, John replies. But be careful. These people don't play by the rules. We hang up, and I sit there for a moment, trying to steady my nerves. I know what I have to do, but it doesn't make it any easier. I'm not just fighting to expose Ellie's betrayal anymore. I'm fighting to protect myself from whatever James and his people are planning. I pull up my social media accounts, knowing exactly what I'm about to do next. If they want me to back down, they're going to have to do a lot better than threats. I start typing a post, attaching the video again, and writing a few details about what I've just discovered about James. I keep it vague, but the implication is clear. There's more going on here than just an affair. I hint that I'm investigating his shady dealings and that I won't stop until the full truth comes out. As soon as I hit post, I feel a rush of adrenaline. I've just upped the stakes. But John's right. If they think I'm going to stop, they're wrong. The more people know, the safer I'll be. A few minutes later, my phone starts blowing up again. Friends, coworkers, people I haven't heard from in years are all messaging me, asking what's going on. Some are shocked, others angry on my behalf. A few even send me tips, telling me they've heard whispers about James before, but no one's ever had the guts to confront him. I scroll through the comments, feeling a strange mix of satisfaction and fear. The post is spreading fast, and the more people see it, the more protected I feel. But I know this is far from over. As I sit there, my phone buzzes with a new message. It's from Ellie. Asterisk, I know you're angry, but you need to stop. Please. It's not safe. Asterisk. I stare at the message for a long moment. Part of me wonders if she's really concerned for my safety, or if she's just trying to cover for James. Either way, I'm not stopping. I don't respond. I spend the rest of the day checking my phone, waiting for any sign of retaliation. But the silence is deafening. No more threats. No more messages from James or anyone else. It's almost eerie. Then, as night falls, I get a call from John. You're not going to believe this, he says. James is skipping town. Looks like the heat got to him. He's been moving money around, making arrangements to disappear. You scared him. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. He's leaving? Looks like it, John confirms. But don't relax just yet. He's still dangerous. But for now, you've bought yourself some time. As I hang up, I feel the tension in my chest ease slightly. I've pushed back and for now, I've won. But I know this isn't the end. There's still so much left to unravel. About Ellie, about Lily, about everything that led me here. But at least for now, I can breathe again. The next few days are a strange mix of relief and uncertainty. The messages from James have stopped, and according to John, he's on the run, likely trying to avoid the spotlight that I've forced onto him. It's a small victory, but it doesn't erase the damage that's been done. My marriage is still in ruins, and Ellie is still living in the house, a constant reminder of everything that's gone wrong. Ellie's behavior has shifted too. She's no longer crying or pleading with me to fix things. Instead, She's quiet, almost withdrawn, as if she's accepted the fact that our marriage is over. I don't know if it's guilt or resignation, but the tension between us is suffocating. One evening, I find her sitting on the porch, staring out at the yard with a distant look in her eyes. I step outside, intending to ignore her, but something in her posture stops me. She looks so small, so defeated. "Are you okay?" I ask, more out of habit than genuine concern. She glances up at me, her eyes red and tired. "No, I'm not." I lean against the porch railing, unsure of what to say. The anger I've been holding onto for so long has started to fade, replaced by a numbness that I can't shake. I should still be furious, but seeing her like this, it just makes me feel empty. "I don't know what I'm going to do," she says after a long pause. "I've lost everything. You, our life together. I don't even know if Lily's still my friend after all of this." I can't help but feel a twinge of satisfaction at the mention of Lily. That woman deserves to be cut off after everything she's done. "You didn't lose me, Ellie. You threw me away. You made those choices, not me." She nods, her face crumpling again, but she doesn't argue. For the first time, it seems like she's really hearing me. "I didn't realize how bad things had gotten," she says quietly, more to herself than to me. "I thought I could just fix it with something new. But I was wrong." There's a part of me that wants to comfort her, to tell her that we all make mistakes. But I can't. What she did wasn't just a mistake. It was a calculated betrayal. And even though I can see that she's hurting now, it doesn't erase what happened. "Where's Lily?" I ask, not sure why I'm even bringing her up. But something about that part of this whole mess still feels unresolved. Ellie shakes her head. "I haven't heard from her since the video went public. She texted me a few times, but I didn't respond. I think she's angry at me for letting everything get out of control." "Good," I say, unable to hide the bitterness in my voice. She deserves to lose friends after what she did. Ellie doesn't argue. She just sighs and leans back in her chair, staring up at the sky. "I ruined everything, didn't I?" I don't respond right away. Part of me wants to pile on, to remind her of every lie, every betrayal, but I don't. Instead, I just say, "Yeah, you did." We sit in silence for a while, neither of us knowing what to say anymore. There's nothing left to fix, no relationship to salvage. We're both just waiting for the next step, whatever that is. The next day, Ellie hands me a letter. She's leaving. She's found a place to stay with her sister for a while, and she's taking a step back from everything, including Lily and her old life. I watch her pack her things, feeling oddly detached. I thought I'd feel some kind of victory when this moment came, but now that it's here, it feels more like the end of something that was already long dead. "I'll sign the papers when I get settled," she says, her voice hollow. "I know you don't want anything to do with me, but I'm sorry." I nod. "I know." With that, she leaves, the door closing softly behind her. And just like that, Ellie is out of my life. The house feels different without her. Quieter. Emptier. But maybe that's what I need right now. Time to figure out what's next without the weight of her betrayal hanging over me. Later that evening, John calls again with some news. "I've been digging into James's associates," he says, his tone serious. "He's definitely on the run, but the people he's connected to? They're not gone. They're still out there, and they've been watching you." A chill runs down my spine. "What do you mean?" "I mean, they're not done with you yet. They know you're the one who blew this thing wide open, and they don't take that lightly." I sit down, my heart pounding. What should I do? "Keep your head down," John advises. "Lay low for a while. I'll keep looking into it, but just be careful. These people don't forget." The relief I felt when James skipped town vanishes, replaced by a new wave of fear. I thought this was over, but it's clear that I'm still in the crosshairs. I hang up, staring out the window into the darkened street. I've exposed the truth, but it's come at a cost I wasn't prepared for. Now, even with Ellie gone, I'm still not free of the consequences of her betrayal. I fought this far, but I have a feeling the real battle is just beginning. The house feels empty, but not in the way I expected. Ellie's gone. Her things packed up and shipped out, leaving behind nothing but a hollow sense of closure, or something close to it. But even as I try to breathe in the newfound space, the reality that James's associates are still out there keeps me on edge. I check the windows more often, and I've started locking the doors religiously, even during the day. Every creak in the house, every unfamiliar car that passes by, makes my heart skip a beat. John's warning plays on repeat in my mind. Asterisk, they're not done with you yet. Asterisk, I want to move on, but I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. The pressure is building, and it feels like something's about to snap. A week after Ellie leaves, I get a call from an unknown number. My stomach tightens as I pick up the phone, half expecting another threat. Hello? I say, my voice tense. Hello, is this Daniel? A deep voice on the other end asks. It's not the same tone as the texts or emails I've received. It's calm, almost professional, but it still sets me on edge. Yes, who's this? I demand. You don't know me, the voice says, but I know you. I'm with people who were associated with James. We need to meet. My blood runs cold. Why would I meet you? I don't want anything to do with James or anyone connected to him. The voice pauses, as if considering how much to say. This isn't a request, Daniel. You've stirred up a lot of trouble, and we need to sort it out. If you don't want this to escalate, you'll meet me tomorrow. Noon. The diner on 8th Street. Come alone. Before I can respond, the line goes dead. I stand there, my mind racing. They've made it clear. If I don't show up, things will get worse. But what could they possibly want? They know I exposed James, but they're not coming after me like some violent criminals. At least, not yet. This meeting could be a trap, or it could be my only chance to de-escalate whatever nightmare I've walked into. I don't call John immediately. Instead, I sit with the phone in my hand, staring at it, wondering if going alone is the worst decision I could make. But deep down, I know there's no way out of this if I don't face it head-on. The next day, I drive to the diner on 8th Street, arriving a few minutes before noon. My heart is pounding so hard I can barely think straight. I park a block away and walk the rest of the way, scanning the streets for anything suspicious. When I reach the diner, I pause outside, taking a deep breath before pushing the door open. The place is nearly empty, save for a couple of regulars at the counter and a man sitting alone in a booth near the back. He looks up as I enter, locking eyes with me. There's no mistaking it. This is the guy who called me. I walk over, every muscle in my body tense. As I sit down across from him, I get my first real look at the man. He's in his late 30s or early 40s, clean-cut, wearing a simple button-down shirt. Nothing about him screams criminal, but the intensity in his eyes tells me he's not someone to mess with. You came, he says, folding his hands on the table. Good. Let's get this over with, I reply, trying to keep my voice steady. What do you want? He leans forward slightly, his eyes narrowing. You've caused a lot of problems for some very powerful people. James was useful to us, and you blowing up his operation has drawn unwanted attention. We don't like attention. I grit my teeth, fighting the urge to lash out. I didn't know who James really was. I just wanted to expose what he was doing with my wife. And you did, he says, his voice cold. But in the process, you exposed much more than that. Now we're in a situation we'd rather not be in. So here's what's going to happen. I hold my breath, waiting for him to continue. You're going to walk away, he says. You're going to keep quiet about this. No more posts, no more digging, no more exposing anything. If you do that, we'll let you move on with your life. But if you keep stirring the pot, we'll have no choice but to clean up the mess. And trust me, you don't want to be part of that mess. My pulse races. It's a veiled threat, but the message is crystal clear. They're giving me an out, but at a cost. If I stay quiet, they'll let me go. But if I keep pushing, they'll come for me. I sit back, considering my options. I've already lost so much, my marriage, my peace of mind, and now these people are offering me a way out. But can I really just walk away, knowing that they're still out there, doing God knows what? Fine, I say, my voice low. I'll stop. But if anything happens to me or anyone I know, I'll make sure everything goes public. I'm not backing down because I'm scared. I'm backing down because I don't want anyone else to get hurt. The man smiles, but there's no warmth in it. Smart decision, Daniel. Very smart. He stands up, dropping a few bills on the table, then turns and walks out of the diner without another word. I sit there for a few minutes, staring down at my hands, trying to process what just happened. I've been given an out. I've been told to walk away, but something about it feels wrong. I've come too far to stop now. As I sit in the diner, staring at the empty booth where the man had been moments before, my mind races. The logical part of me says to take the deal. Walk away, stay quiet, and try to rebuild my life. After everything I've been through, isn't that what I want? To finally put this nightmare behind me? But the other part of me, the part that's still burning with anger and betrayal, won't let it go. I've already exposed James, and now I know there's something bigger behind him. These people are dangerous, and if I just walk away, who knows what kind of damage they'll do to someone else. Could I really live with myself if I turned a blind eye? I drive home in a haze, torn between wanting to protect myself and wanting to fight back. When I get there, the house feels even emptier than before. I sit down at the kitchen table, staring at the divorce papers still sitting there, half signed. The house is too quiet without Ellie. It's funny, after everything, that I'd missed the noise, the presence of another person, even if that person had shattered my trust. I open my laptop and scroll through the messages again, rereading the ones from James and the unknown number. I don't know how deep this conspiracy goes, but one thing's for sure. They don't want me snooping around anymore. And that's exactly why I can't stop. I pick up my phone and dial John's number. "You won't believe what just happened," I say when he picks up. "Tell me," John replies, his tone serious. I tell him everything. The meeting at the diner, the man's warning, the ultimatum they gave me. John listens quietly, and when I'm done, there's a long pause on the other end of the line. "They're scared," he finally says. "That's why they're trying to intimidate you. They know you've already shined a light on this, and they're afraid you'll keep digging." "I don't know, John," I say, running a hand through my hair. "They want me to walk away, and part of me thinks I should." "I get it," he says. "But here's the thing. If they're this worried, it means there's something bigger going on. If you walk away, they win. They get to keep doing whatever they've been doing, and you'll always wonder what you left uncovered." I know he's right, but the idea of pushing forward is terrifying. These people are dangerous, and I don't have any illusions about what they're capable of. I've seen enough to know that they won't hesitate to silence anyone who gets in their way. "What do you think I should do?" I ask, my voice quieter than I'd like. "I can keep digging," John says. "I've got a few leads I haven't followed up on yet. If you're willing to keep this going, I'll back you up. But it's your call, man. I'm not going to push you into something you're not ready for." I sit there in silence for a moment, weighing my options. I could let this go. I could sign the divorce papers, sell the house, and disappear. I could try to rebuild my life somewhere far away from all of this. But deep down, I know I won't be able to let it go. I've come too far. And now that I know there's something bigger at play, I can't walk away. "Keep digging," I finally say, my voice steady. "We're going to see this through." John exhales sharply, like he's been holding his breath. "All right, I'll get started on my end. Just be careful, okay? These guys don't play around." "I know," I say, hanging up the phone. As I sit there, the weight of my decision settles over me. I've just crossed a line. There's no turning back now. I'm in this until the end, whatever that looks like. The next few days pass in a blur of paranoia and quiet planning. I don't hear from the man who met me at the diner, but I know they're watching. I keep my routine simple, not wanting to draw attention. I go to work, come home, and wait for updates from John. Every time the phone rings, my heart skips a beat, but I'm always ready for whatever comes next. Finally, John calls with news. "I found something," he says, his voice low and urgent. James was involved in more than just shady business deals. He was connected to a network of money laundering and fraud that stretches across several cities. "This thing is bigger than we thought. What does that mean for me?" I ask, my throat tight. "It means you've got leverage," John replies. "If we can get the right people to pay attention, we can blow this whole thing wide open. They can't come after you if you're working with the authorities. But you need to be careful. If they catch wind of this before we're ready, it could get ugly fast." The adrenaline hits me like a shot of electricity. I've been playing defense this whole time, But now I've got a chance to go on the offensive. The stakes are higher than ever, but the path is clear. If I can expose James and the network he's tied to, I might just come out of this alive, and with justice on my side. I'm in, I say, the resolve solidifying in my chest. All right, John says. I'll make some calls. Let's take these bastards down. As I hang up, I feel a surge of determination. The fear is still there, but now it's mixed with something else, purpose. I'm not just fighting for myself anymore. I'm fighting to expose the truth, no matter how dangerous it gets. The battle has only just begun, but I'm ready. The days following John's revelation are a whirlwind of preparation. We both know that we're walking a dangerous line, but now there's no turning back. I've committed to seeing this through. No matter what happens, the fear still gnaws at me, but there's also a sense of control that I haven't felt in weeks. I'm not just reacting anymore. I'm taking action. John sets up a meeting with some law enforcement contacts who specialize in organized crime. It's risky, but it's our best shot at getting the right people involved before James's associates make a move. We know we're dealing with a serious criminal network, and we need all the help we can get. The night before the meeting, I barely sleep. Every sound outside my window makes me jump. I half expect someone to kick the door in at any moment, but the night passes without incident. When the sun rises, I'm still wired, adrenaline coursing through me as I prepare for what's ahead. I meet John outside a small, unmarked office building downtown. It's the kind of place you'd never look twice at, which is exactly why we're meeting here. Inside, 2 federal agents are waiting for us. They look calm, but there's an intensity in their eyes that tells me they understand the gravity of the situation. Mr. Daniels, one of the agents says, shaking my hand. We've heard a lot about you. John's filled us in on the situation with James and his associates. We understand you've been under some pressure. That's putting it lightly, I reply, trying to keep my voice steady. The agents lead us into a small conference room where we sit down and go over everything. James's involvement in money laundering, the threats I've received, and the extent of the criminal network John has uncovered. I hand over all the evidence I've gathered, including the texts and emails from James's associates. It's enough to make the agents sit up and take notice. This is serious, one of them says, flipping through the documents. We've been tracking some of these names for a while, but we didn't have enough to make a move. Your information changes that. So what happens now? I ask, my nerves on edge. We'll need to keep you safe, the agent says. These people won't take kindly to you cooperating with us. We'll set up protection, but we need to move quickly. Once they realize you're working with us, things could escalate fast. I glance at John, who nods slightly, his face grim. I told you it was going to get messy, he says. I knew this was coming, but hearing it laid out like this makes the danger feel more real than ever. I'm in the crosshairs of a criminal organization, and the only thing keeping me alive right now is the hope that we can take them down before they get to me. The next few days are a blur of coordination. The agents set up surveillance around my house, monitoring any potential threats. John stays in close contact, keeping me updated on the investigation. Every step we take feels like a race against time, and the tension is almost unbearable. Then, just when things seem to be moving in the right direction, I get another message. It's from a different unknown number this time, but the tone is unmistakable. Asterisk, we know what you're doing. You won't get away with this. Asterisk, I show the message to John, who forwards it to the agents immediately. They assure me that they're tightening security, but the message sends a chill down my spine. These people are watching, and they know I'm working with law enforcement now. The pressure is mounting, and I'm starting to wonder if we're in over our heads. That evening, as I sit in my living room, my phone rings again. This time, it's Ellie. I hesitate for a moment before answering, not sure if I'm ready to deal with her right now. Daniel, she says, her voice soft but urgent. I heard something. I don't know if it's true, but I think you need to be careful. What do you mean? I ask, my stomach tightening. Lily, she says, her voice breaking slightly. I talked to her. She told me that some of James's associates, they're not just after you. They're planning something bigger. I don't know all the details, but I think you need to get out of there. My heart pounds in my chest. I knew the danger was real, but hearing this from Ellie makes it feel more immediate, more terrifying. I'm already working with the authorities. I tell her, trying to stay calm. They've got eyes on me, and we're building a case. But I'm not going to run. I can't. Ellie pauses, her breath hitching on the other end of the line. I'm sorry for everything, she whispers. I didn't know it would get this bad. I didn't know they were dangerous. I don't know how to respond to that. Part of me wants to lash out, to tell her that her selfish choices brought us here. But another part of me, the part that's too tired to fight anymore, just wants this to be over. We'll be okay, I say, more to convince myself than her. Just stay safe, Ellie. We hang up, and I sit in the silence, feeling the weight of everything pressing down on me. A few hours later, John calls. His voice is tight with urgency. Daniel, they've made a move. We've got intel that they're planning to hit your place tonight. My blood runs cold. What do I do? We're moving you now. Pack a bag and get out. I'm sending someone to pick you up. I don't waste time. I grab a few essentials, throw them into a duffel bag, and head out the door just as a car pulls up. The agent inside waves me over, and I climb in without a second thought. As we speed away, I glance back at my house one last time, wondering if I'll ever see it again. This is it. The final push. I've exposed the truth, and now the fight is on. There's no more hiding. No more running. One way or another, this ends now. Thank you for spending your time with us. In closing, we invite you to continue to engage with our content. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel to learn more about relationships, emotional well-being, and personal growth. Your support helps us to create more valuable content that can benefit other people facing similar challenges. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends or family who may also find it useful. Together, we can help foster a community that encourages open dialogue and mutual understanding in relationships. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to meeting you again in the future.